Ladies and gentlemen, with a huge round of applause, please welcome on stage Vice President and Managing Director, NetApp India, the absolutely amazing Mr. Ravi Chhabria. Come on, everyone.
Thanks a lot, Anuj. Very well done. Thank you. Welcome, everyone. What an amazing day. We have so much to look forward to. Hopefully, Virat wins the game with his team. I'm sure he will. We might even catch Shah Rukh Khan and Anushka Sharma. So, wait a minute. That's a different event. You have to pay for that one, right? No, seriously, welcome. Welcome, all of you, our innovators, our inventors, our investors, right? We are all united with a very, very common purpose. We all believe we are changing the world with data. At the same time, we are also very, very mindful that there is this responsibility on us, a giant responsibility of being responsible with this power that we have with all the data at our hands. So, welcome, all of you. I expect you're going to have a really wonderful time. If you haven't spent time on the booths, please spend time again. You're going to meet some astounding founders. You're going to meet some astounding NetApp mentors that have created some amazing success for them. Today, you're going to hear 6 amazing stories. And you're going to also hear from the mentors that have helped those storytellers kind of succeed in the world that they're going to target. I want to start with the 7th story, right? I want to start with the story of a 30-year-old startup. And the 30-year-old startup is NetApp, right? Sometime in 1992, I think a bunch of people in a cafeteria in the other Silicon Valley, somewhere between Mountain View and Palo Alto, in a cafe, at the back of a napkin, founded this company, right? And on a crazy idea. Or maybe it was crazy people with this really big idea. And that big idea really was that storage belonged on the network. And you have to remember, up until that time, nobody had done that successfully. Nobody had done that in a way that had made money. And frankly, we didn't invent the network file system, but we sure as hell out-innovated the inventor of the network file system. And so that's where we created ourselves as innovators. We were able to operate that at the scale of a network, and we were able to create an entirely new industry segment. You can count those kind of companies on your hand in that time frame. Cisco was one. They did to the network what NetApp did for network storage. We didn't stop there. So there was a decade later, there was this thing called the dot-com era. People started referring to it as a bubble. And what you found in the midst of that, again, was NetApp found an opportunity. And the opportunity at that time was to be able to create the most efficient, unified storage platform in the industry. So at a time where industries were kind of rolling like pins that were hit by a ball, NetApp was thriving. Fast forward another decade, compute was virtualized. People thought that the idea of storage was dead. NetApp again reinvented itself, and storage was again re-energized on the network. That's who we were. We became the platform of choice on the network. Come back to more recently. You look at the most prevalent storage operating system in the world, it's Data on Tap by NetApp. NetApp on Tap is the most prevalent storage operating system. It powers the world's largest data centers. Enterprises use it every single day. And today, they use it in every major hyperscaler cloud. If you're running infrastructure, whether you know you're dealing with storage or not, we know you're dealing with NetApp. That's the power of what innovation brings into this industry. It's the time I stand up on days like this, and I look at Octavian, and I'm amazed I get paid to do this job, right? And a lot of us believe that. We're sitting in an industry that is literally changing the world. We get to be a part of it. We get to see the world be a better place. And so with this comes in the point where we are at another pivot. We're talking to folks, and they are looking at data, and they are both encouraged by the promise They're incredibly nervous, even when you talk to mainstream press, incredibly nervous about how much is the power you're putting back into the network, into the hands of people you don't even know because of all the data that you've aggregated. With that opportunity, with those challenges, many of the companies you talk to today see opportunity. They look at what they're doing and they're saying, you have to protect data. You have to secure data. You have to keep it private. You have to keep it private because as an enterprise, I consider it to be of value. You have to keep it private because as an individual, it is my identity, and I would want you to be respectful of my identity. At the same time, we want that next new shiny thing that's enabled with data. We're also, as a business, looking to create value from that data. Therein is the opportunity. Each of the 6 stories you hear today are by visionaries that believed that you can actually create value from the problems that face us today. Okay? Clearly, we are very focused on solving the challenges of this coming decade.